Everybody. Today we have a very special unboxing. Don't be fooled by the packaging. I don't know how well you can see this on your cameras or on your screens. I'm sorry. This is a package today from the Mosin crate. This is something I missed out on numerous times before, but I finally was fortunate enough to snag a rifle that he was offering on his website back right before Thanksgiving. And what we have in here today is the Portuguese contract K98 model 937A. He had a lot of options available. I opted for a dealer's choice with the Bayonet. Before basically the price was $15.49 before shipping and all that stuff. I don't remember exactly what the final price was, but it was $15.49. I want to say it ended up being like right at almost $1,600. I will say this: it appeared as though all of his rifles were hand selected. You guys watching this video, if I get this out soon enough, you'll also probably have already noticed that Atlantic Farms is selling some of those M937As. I did opt for one of those, so I put an order in for one of those. I would like to compare these to see what they look like. But this is from Alden over there at the Mosin crate. You guys, you can check out his videos. It is always an insane mad dash to get anything that he puts out there, and it's essentially first come, first serve. That being said, we're going to dive off into this. We're going to take a look at it because I am very curious to see what he sent me. Curious to see what this thing looks like. I noticed a lot of the ones that he had very, very nice bluing. Now, some of the ones that he had, he did state on the site that, if they came in with a serial number that was already in use by the ATF, they had to add a suffix A to it. I'm really hoping that is not one of these. But if it is, it is. I mean, what it is essentially, there were 50,000 of these made for the Portuguese government, and it is a full pedigree K98 Mauser. Of course, this is a 1937, so this is pre-war Germany. And in a minute, when I get into this, you will notice that there are some differences between these and how they compare to just your standard K98. I do have a K98 beside me. We will take a look at that here shortly. I don't know how well you guys can see this without me knocking the camera over, but obviously this was shipped in a pretty nice box, so it was well protected. Let's get that box out of the way. Don't need it. But like I said, I ordered one of the ones with a matching bayonet, and he said that pretty much everything on these rifles matched. He said they weren't like the 937 Bravos where a lot of the stuff didn't match. These are just about as close to all matching as you're going to get. Oh wow, this bayonet's gorgeous. Okay, so here is our bayonet. Oh my word. The picture or the video, I know, does not do this thing justice. I mean, look at the beautiful wood on this. I dare say, I don't think this blade has ever been hardly taken out of the scabbard. Absolutely gorgeous bayonet. I mean, wow. Simply amazing. You can see some of the proof markings here. I'll try to do some pictures of this. This is a Charlie 19309. But I mean, you can't even see hardly any worn metal on it. That is absolutely amazing. Let's put this back in here. I almost hate to put it back in here because I know what it's going to do to the metal. But if you can see the wood is just this gorgeous red color. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful screws look great. There's one little small gouge in here, but that's not going to bother me. But let's set that aside and get into the rest of this. It looks like he separated out my bolt here. If you notice on his video, you will notice that he red tagged basically the ones that had matching bayonets. Wow, I am super stoked about this now. Alright, so let's check this bolt out. This bolt is in wonderful shape. So you will see there is almost no wear on this bolt. He did say there were a few small things that may not match, like a safety flag or something else, but all in all these are almost completely, entirely matching rifles. What we have here on the bolt handle is a Charlie 19309, and then we have it on the bayonet here, Charlie 19309. And actually, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The safety flag also has 19309, and it doesn't appear to have ever been used. This is unbelievable. You don't see Milsurp like this. You just don't. So when I see stuff like this, if it's got a premium and it looks gorgeous, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna, if I can afford it, I'm gonna go for it. Let me get his FFL information out of there. That slip. And I wanted to get this and do an unboxing because there are not hardly any people out there that do unboxings from the Mosin crate. So I'm going to do it because I was really wanting something from him. Oh man, this is nice. Never mind, you'll see some weird dots on here. That's just from the bubble wrap of where this thing was wrapped in oil. You know, right off the bat, you're going to see, I'm going to get pictures of this, Mauser Works, Obendorf. You'll see the Charlie 19309, Charlie 19309. You see your waffle amps here and here, and you see this beautiful Portuguese crest up here. You also see the 9309, the 9309, and these rifles, I mean, basically, if they could mark it, they marked it. Even the bolt release 09, it's going to take me a minute to get through this. You see right here on your front sling loop 9309, front band 9309. Trying to see if they did anything else up front here. Let me get the cleaning rod out of here because I'm sure you guys will want to see how this import mark looks up under the barrel. So there's our cleaning rod. He did state that the cleaning rods likely would not match. This one has a 5.2. You know, no love lost there, but it's in a nice shape. Nothing wrong there. Let me flip this back over so you guys can see what in the world the import mark looks like. So there's the CAI import mark, very, you know, very much out of the way. You know, not in the middle, not emblazoned on the side of the receiver like some things are. Let's see. I'm trying to think of matching parts here to check. Have to bear with me. Let's see. Let's look at the butt plate. Believe it or not, I don't know how you guys can see it. It's got a 19309 on the butt plate. Where else? Oh, and by the way, you see the beautiful Wappen amps. I'm not saying beautiful as far as what they represent. I'm saying it's a very well preserved piece of history. So in case somebody wants to hate me out there. Let's flip it over. You can see the Waffen amps here on the side of the receiver. And you can see some other interesting proof marks right here on the rear sight. I'll try to get some pictures of all this because there's a lot to unpack here. Of course, he did state all of them had the slings. He said some of the screws down here may not match, but the magazine housing has a 19309. The floor plate has a 19309. A little bit of wear here and here, nothing terrible. And you'll even see on the wrist, on the underside, there's also some Waffen amps. I mean, this thing is just gorgeous for what it is. I mean, and I will try my best to get a picture of the bore off camera, but guys, you're not going to believe this. This bore looks utterly brand new. I mean, this is just really, really nice. You don't find rifles like this anymore. So let me go ahead and put the bolt in here, and what I'm going to do, well, once I get it readjusted where I can insert it, what I'm going to do is kind of show you real quick what distinguishes this from a standard K98. Don't laugh, this is my K98 that I got from Royal Tiger. It's worse for wear, I get it. This one's mostly numbers matching, which is kind of nice, but it's certainly in nowhere near as good a shape. Can't remember if I did a video on this. If I did, I'll try to link it down in the description. But two of the things you'll notice right off the bat is on this standard K98, there's only one sling loop here, whereas there's two here. I'll try to show you on this Portuguese Mauser, so you can do cavalry or infantry style sling, what, however you pronounce it, you know, whatever. On your standard K98, you've got your pass through for your sling here in the buttstock, but on your Portuguese, it is quite different. What they have here is they've got one right here, like a quick detach, just behind the wrist, and then they've got another one back here on the side of the buttstock. The other thing you will notice is the front sight base has these massive tabs, these ears, very akin to how you would see on a Lee Enfield. And many people have stated that they love these sights much better than the traditional K98, you know, in terms of your sight picture, things of that nature, because that bent piece of steel will obviously come flying off of this thing, and it happens quite often. But yeah, gosh, I don't know what to say. I mean, I am overjoyed about this, and I'll try to get all the pictures I can. There's one small gouge right here, but I might be able to actually steam that out, which would be cool. I'm not too terribly worried about it. It is just gorgeous. I just can't get over the shape of this thing. But anyway, for those of you that are looking to get a 937A model from Atlantic Farms, they still have them, and you get like 900 something rounds of ammo with them. I did purchase one. Probably getting that sometime next week, and I fully intend on doing an unboxing of it because I wanted to see, well, how nice are the ones coming from the Mosin crate as compared to something like Atlantic Farms sells. I am curious about that, and we will find out, and you'll find out here on my channel. Down in the description, you'll see a couple videos. You'll see one from Ian McCollum's Forgotten Weapons, detailing the 937 Bravo, which is slightly different from this model. Cool thing, only 50,000 of these were made, and only 50,000 of the 937 Bravos. This is just a gorgeous rifle. I mean, it's nice. I gotta shut up about that for a minute. So anyway, there'll be another video posted down there. I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head who did it. There's another guy a few months back that featured a 937 Alpha on his. But I will definitely put links to those videos so you guys can kind of see the history behind these things, find out a little bit more about them, because they do a much better job from a historical perspective than I do. I mean, I'm just somebody that loves to buy stuff and unbox it and show you guys what you can expect. So if you like this, even if you're expecting not to get one in this gorgeous shape, but decent, with some ammo, check out Atlantic Firearms. Big shout out to Alden for acquiring these, hand-picking these, picking out what he referred to as the best ones. He brings in some really cool weapons, some that you just normally don't see. So huge thank you to him for getting these and just giving everybody else the opportunity to get into them. I'm tickled to death. And I have a cool original sling, which has a little bit of rust on it, but this will clean up. So I mean, really the only areas of rust to contend, there might be a small amount right here on the sling swivel. I think that'll wipe right off, and on your swivels here, a little bit on the buckle of this leather sling, which I'm going to condition this thing because I don't want it coming apart on me. But just something super cool. Looks like there might be just a tad surface rust right there on the bottom of that trigger guard. I'll give you a close-up of that. But all in all, this rifle is just unbelievable. I mean, excellent specimen of history right here. So anyway, just wanted to go ahead and get this video out to you guys. I had intended on doing this a little bit later, but seeing as how Atlantic dropped those 937s today, this video is dropping today so that you kind of know what you're looking at. Once again, this did not come from Atlantic Firearms. This one came from the Mosin crate, but I would suspect that you could expect something pretty similar from Atlantic Firearms. And if you don't want to jump on it, just wait for my video next week to check out the one I get from them and see what we get. So I want to thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for all your comments, your likes, your shares. You guys help to grow this channel, and once again, I am self-funded, and I am spending an exorbitant amount of cash to grow the channel myself as well as keep bringing content to you guys. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day.